America. Let's ride. America.
In a shocking WNBA offseason twist, Kelsey Plum has parted ways with the Las Vegas Aces and is taking her talents to the Indiana Fever. This dramatic move is the most thrilling development of the offseason, serving up the kind of excitement and intrigue that only women's hoops can deliver. Forget reality TV. This is basketball at its most captivating.
Kelsey, after shooting 28% in the first quarter, you guys have switched it to a different gear. What have you found on that end?
We're just trying to get our rhythm. It's the beginning of the season. Just give yourself some grace. We're going to figure it out as we go.
Becky Hammond said all hands needed to be on deck and everyone needed to raise their play to a different level. What are you getting from the others, especially Kate Martin off the bench in this game?
Kate Money Martin. I love that kid. No, she's been great. I think AC's been tremendous. Asia's turned it to another level. It's a team effort. We just got to finish the fourth quarter strong.
Kelsey Plum, the WNBA's human flamethrower, has been dazzling fans with her skills. But the reigning champion, Las Vegas Aces, surprised her with the core designation. This move restricts Plum from negotiating with other teams, essentially cuffing her to the Aces. She can only discuss a one-year, $249,250 Supermax deal with her current team. No secret talks or Tinder swipes from other franchises allowed. Plum's fate is now tied to the Aces, sparking an intriguing storyline in the WNBA. Will she accept the offer or explore?
See things that are, happening, all-star games, skills contests, you name it. This is the place.
The core designation for Kelsey Plum is like receiving a world's best employee mug, but with a catch. Despite the honor, Plum can still be traded, and the Las Vegas Aces are well aware of her value. They'd rather cash in on her prime real estate than let her walk for free. Enter the Indiana Fever, who are eager to upgrade their team. Signing Plum would be like switching from dial-up to fiber-optic internet. Fast, flashy, and exactly what they need to stay competitive. Plum brings instant offense, leadership, clutch gene, and swagger. Her confidence screams, "Give me the ball, and I'll give you a show." With Plum on board, the Fever would become a force to be reckoned with, making them the hottest ticket in town.
Had 10 first quarter points and hasn't scored since. She needs a few shots.
Indiana's gotten just one stop here in the third quarter as Atlanta continues to pour it on. Jordan Canada.
Candace Parker, she's wearing all black shoes with white socks, which is like criminal, but she can pull it off.
She's the GOAT, so we're going to let her do it today, but then we'll talk to her about it after the game, right? Okay.
I was like wondering what the question she said. Oh no, she said something about like.
Sending a message is more important than simply adding talent with this move. By acquiring her, the Fever have essentially pulled off the WNBA equivalent of purchasing a £5 in 2020, which is nearly impossible and sure to draw attention. Some of you may be wondering why the Aces would let her go, but this is chess, not checkers. By trading Plum, they can accumulate assets for the future while still appearing to be the antagonists of this drama. It's a win-win situation with social media on my part. Indiana is done playing small ball. They're here to compete. To be fair, she said, "Wow, whenever Indiana makes a run, you guys just make sure to find a way to come back." I responded, "After all, the internet is unbeaten, and so is the hype surrounding this move." While fans of AC are checking their calendars to see if it's April Fool's Day, fans of the Fever are rejoicing as if they won the lottery. What does this mean for the league as a whole? The Indiana Fever have simply become a must-see. Lads news, I'm not going to post anything about the Fever since TV Plum is going to bring the heat to Indiana. And believe me, the Fever's ticket sales will soon resemble Taylor Swift concert numbers. Although this is really significant news, we think that the Las Vegas Aces are somewhat unaware of it. We appreciate the memories, but Kelsey Plum is entering a new chapter in her life, and the Indiana Fever are welcome to the major leagues. This is more than simply a move. Rai is aware that it's a franchise-shaking earthquake but has the potential to alter the league as we know it. Let's speak about Kelsey Plum, the scoring queen, a two-time WNBA champion and three-time All-Star, averaged almost 18 points and disheveled assists like a waiter at a five-star restaurant last season. Yes, she is that excellent, but let's face it, 2024 wasn't her finest season. Her shooting percentage fell to 42%. The Indiana Fever's recent acquisition of Kelsey Plum is much more than just a roster change. It's a statement. It's an announcement to the WNBA and its fans. Indiana is done playing small ball and is ready to compete on a bigger stage. This move could be the Fever's equivalent of Apple unveiling the Vision Pro, something you didn't see coming, but now that it's here, it's all anyone can talk about. By securing Plum, the Fever have pulled off the WNBA equivalent of buying a PlayStation 5 in 2020, an almost impossible feat that is bound to turn heads, increase their visibility, and elevate their standing in the league. Now, some of you may be wondering, why would the Las Vegas Aces let Kelsey Plum go? That seems counterintuitive, especially considering her 2 WNBA championships and 3 All-Star selections. But here's the thing, it's all about strategy. This isn't just a simple trade. The Aces have stacked their future by trading Plum instead of letting her walk away in free agency. It's a chess move, not a checkers one. The Aces know that by dealing Plum, they can secure valuable assets for the future while maintaining their status as the league's villains. For the Aces, it's a win-win situation. They get to set themselves up for long-term success while still staying competitive for the short term. Meanwhile, Indiana fans are reacting like they just won the lottery. Fever supporters are celebrating this trade like their team just landed the next basketball prodigy, and rightfully so. Kelsey Plum brings a lot to the table, and this move is a huge deal for a franchise that's been struggling to find its footing. It's like when a team goes from the bottom of the standings to playoff contention almost overnight. The Fever have officially become must-see TV. Ticket sales for Indiana's games are going to skyrocket. Expect Taylor Swift-style lines for seats, as fans flock to see the team's new star player. The move is sending shockwaves through the WNBA. While some fans of the Aces are left in disbelief, questioning if it's all some sort of elaborate April Fool's prank, there's no denying the impact Plum will have on the Fever. As a 2-time champion, a 3-time All-Star, and a player with a scoring ability few can match, Kelsey Plum is one of the brightest stars in the league. Even though her 2024 season wasn't her best, her shooting percentage dropped to 42.3%, raising questions about her performance. It's important to understand the context. A player with Plum's talent doesn't lose her edge overnight, and a change of scenery might be exactly what she needs to rediscover her best form. But let's talk about the more complicated part of this equation. Despite her success, Plum has faced whispers off the court regarding her privilege, with some critics pointing to her being a beneficiary of white privilege. Comments like these were made in the context of her relationship with fellow WNBA star A'ja Wilson. And while there's no easy way to navigate these types of situations, we must acknowledge the importance of celebrating talent without resorting to such divisive critiques. Yes, Kelsey Plum has faced some difficult conversations about her success, but that shouldn't overshadow her undeniable skill as a basketball player. In Indiana, she can step into a fresh environment and be the centerpiece of a team that wants her. This could be the perfect opportunity for her to prove that she's not just a great player, but also a leader who can carry a franchise on her back. What does this move mean for the Indiana Fever? Well, it changes everything. The Fever have long been a team in transition, a team that hasn't seen playoff action in years. They've struggled to find the right mix of players and leadership, but with Plum now in the fold, they suddenly have the kind of firepower they've been lacking. Let's put it this way. Adding Kelsey Plum to this roster is like giving the Fever a turbo boost in a Fast and Furious movie. Suddenly, they're operating on a whole new level. What does Kelsey Plum bring to the table exactly? Let's break it down. Kelsey Plum is an elite scorer. In 2024, she averaged nearly 18 points per game. That's no small feat, especially considering the defensive schemes designed to slow her down. She's a capable playmaker as well, dishing out assists like a five-star restaurant waiter. She's an Olympian and has played in some of the highest pressure games you can imagine. Her experience is invaluable, and that's going to pay off for the Fever in spades. However, her shooting slump in 2024 led to some questions. Was she losing her edge? Was she struggling with her role in the Aces system? The answer is likely a mix of both. Plum was part of a championship-caliber team, and it's not always easy to carve out a role when you're surrounded by so much talent. A fresh start in Indiana will allow her to take the reins and showcase a full skill set without being overshadowed by other stars. It's the perfect scenario for a player who thrives when she's the focal point of the offense. The Fever are also building an intriguing roster around Plum. Think of it as a dream team of offensive firepower: Kelsey Plum, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark. This trio has the potential to be one of the most dynamic backcourts in the WNBA. All three players bring something unique to the table, but the real question is how they'll mesh and how the Fever's coaching staff will optimize their strengths. Kelsey Plum is an exceptional facilitator. She excels in the pick and roll and can orchestrate an offense with ease. Her court vision is top tier, and her ability to create opportunities for teammates is just as impressive as her scoring. With Plum at the helm, the Fever will have a floor general who can dictate the tempo of the game, exploit mismatches, and keep opposing defenses on their toes. But Plum isn't just a passer. She knows when to take matters into her own hands and score, making her a dual threat on offense. Next to Plum, Kelsey Mitchell is an elite scorer. Mitchell can score from anywhere on the court, whether it's driving to the basket, pulling up for mid-range shots, or knocking down three-pointers. She's particularly dangerous when she doesn't have to create her own shot. With Plum's playmaking ability, Mitchell will have more opportunities to spot up and attack the defense in transition. Imagine Plum finding Mitchell for a quick catch and shoot three in transition, an offensive weapon that could be unstoppable. Then there's Caitlin Clark, whose generational talent will make her a key piece of this offense. Clark's limitless range and ability to stretch defenses will open up the floor for Plum and Mitchell to operate. Her deep shooting ability will force defenders to guard her far beyond the three-point line, opening up driving lanes for Plum and Mitchell. Clark is also a capable playmaker in her own right, which gives her the ability to serve as a secondary ball handler when Plum needs a breather. This offensive powerhouse could cause all kinds of problems for opposing defenses. But to be truly successful, the Fever will need to balance this potent offensive lineup with strong defensive players. To complement Plum, Mitchell, and Clark, the Fever need versatile defenders who can cover for their potential weaknesses on that end of the floor. Enter Aaliyah Boston and Melissa Smith. A combination of these two players in the front court would provide excellent rim protection, rebounding, and versatility. Smith is quick on her feet and can guard pick and rolls, while Boston's shot-blocking ability will help cover for any defensive lapses from the guards. These two can serve as the backbone of the Fever's defense, allowing the backcourt players to take more risks offensively without worrying too much about defensive breakdowns. With the combination of strong offense and defense, the Fever have the tools to become a serious contender in the WNBA. The coaching staff, led by Stephanie White, will play a crucial role in designing offensive sets that maximize the potential of this roster. High pick and rolls with Plum and Boston could create space for Clark and Mitchell to spot up for open shots, while allowing Plum to attack the basket downhill. The Fever can also run 5-out offenses, spacing the floor and letting Plum, Mitchell, and Clark use their speed and shooting ability to attack the defense. There's no question that this is a pivotal moment for the Fever. With Kelsey Plum leading the charge, the team's playoff aspirations are now very much in play. It won't be easy, chemistry and balance will be key, but the potential is undeniable. The Fever have a chance to become one of the league's most exciting teams, and Kelsey Plum could very well be the catalyst for that transformation.